Carbon trading is central to any emissions markets. My name is Timo Schulz. I'm an energy and climate policy advisor with EEX, the European Energy Exchange. So EEX is an exchange, so it's a central marketplace for carbon, power and other commodities. Now, what this means for carbon is that EEX runs both the primary market auctions for new emissions allowances for member states and also offers secondary trading of emissions certificates. And I'll talk today about how carbon is traded and why liquidity is important to the market's efficient functioning. So how is carbon traded? There are three different ways to trade carbon. First is bilateral trading, which really is the simplest form of trading. So what it means is that two market participants get together without involvement of a third party and they agree on all details of the transaction between themselves. Now, what this means is that it's very simple, but also transaction costs can be high because they have to agree on these details, and also you have to be able to verify the financial stability of your counterpart, which is not always easy. Now, the second kind of trading is over-the-counter trading using brokers. And this can reduce the transaction costs to some extent because brokers can bring in many different market participants, and so they can pool liquidity in one place and they can facilitate trades between market participants. So they can talk to them about what's happening on the market, and this market talk can then be the basis to advise clients on what to do in the market. Importantly, broker deals still have counterparty risk unless they are cleared by a clearinghouse. Third, there is exchange trading. And the one main characteristic of exchange trading really is transparency. So data on all prices and all volumes is always published, and exchange trading has a very, very high degree of security of transactions. So all transactions are cleared through a clearinghouse, which means that the clearinghouse steps in between buyer and seller and takes away and minimizes counterparty risk from the transaction. Now, the third characteristic of exchange trading is a very high level of market surveillance. So one element of that is specialized market surveillance departments at each exchange that constantly monitor the market for any irregular behavior and are ready to report that should they observe anything. Now, what is liquidity and why is liquidity important to a market's efficient functioning? So liquidity is the possibility to buy and sell any amount of allowances at any time without any significant price influence. And why is that important? It's important because it allows market participants flexibility to hedge what they need in the long term and to optimize what they need in the short term. And so liquidity really is the key to an efficiently functioning market. And there are two elements to achieve liquidity really. One is standardization. So ideally you just have one type of carbon certificate which is fully fungible between all companies and across all sectors, which means that companies really only have to worry about the number of certificates they need, but they don't need to worry about anything else. Now, the second element to liquidity is diversity of market participants. So in a liquid carbon market, you ideally want a diverse range of different market participants because they can complement each other. So just to give you one example, financial players can offer long-term hedging opportunities to utilities, which means that they can then hedge what they need more efficiently in the market. So wrapping it up, there are three different ways to trade carbon. One is bilateral trading, then there's over-the-counter trading using brokers, and the third is exchange trading. Then liquidity is crucial to efficiently functioning markets, and liquidity is achieved by standardization and by diversity of market participants. And if you need any more information, please have a look at the handbook that's provided with this video.